Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. Tonight, we'll see the San Antonio Spurs as they play against the Charlotte Hornets here at Spectrum Center. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. Here we are, still very early in the season, Greg. How long does it take for a team to really gel together?
Depends on the existing chemistry, but most teams are going to need a few games. And others you'll find look like they've been playing together for months based on their experience.
Now here is Augustine. The dish to Jock. Oh, that's blocked. And they'll get another chance. And can't hit the shot, but they're saying he got hacked, so he'll head to the free throw line.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And so he's able to get one of two. Here's Jefferson, and Jefferson throws it down hard.
Yeah, Jefferson, just great lift on these dunks. Whenever he's near the basket, he is ready to turn one over.
And Augustine kicks to Chop. Passes it to Wallace. Bridges outside. Charlotte moving the ball around. Just 5 to shoot. Puts up a deep three. Wallace misses. Here's San Antonio now. Pass to Parker. Duncan with the screen on Augustine. Duncan inside. Diaw on him. And they pick up 2.
You know, this is simply Tim Duncan doing his thing, being Tim Duncan, playing with great heart and going to work inside.
Now, here's Bridges. His last outing, he had 8 points. Pass to Augustine. Lets it go with the 3. And once again, off the mark by Charlotte.
3 misses to start the game, still trying to break the seal on that hoop.
Jefferson against Wallace. Jefferson inside. Rebound by Wallace.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim. That's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
Here's the pass to Augustine. Bridges against Jefferson. Bridges outside. Wallace gets the three-pointer to fall. And that makes it a tie ball game.
There they go, finally able to drop one in on their 4th try.
For San Antonio, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Splitter with a screen on Augustine. Parker finds Splitter. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Tony Parker makes it look easy dropping those dimes like that. He seems to be one step ahead of the defense all the time.
Bridges outside. He dishes it to Diaw. Passes it to Augustine. Here's Jop. Splitter covering. Jop can't make it work.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Parker passes to Duncan. Over Diaw. And Duncan gets it to go on the assist by Parker. Parker's got his 3rd assist on the night. Bridges outside. Chop dishes to Diao. Bridges kicks to Wallace. Bridges outside. Three-pointer. Wallace. Good. Wallace has got a couple of threes now in the first for Charlotte.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Augustine against Parker. Duncan with the screen on Augustine. With the floater, and Chop with the block. Bridges against Simmons. Now Augustine hasn't made one yet. Wallace, the pass to Augustine. Bridges sets the screen for Augustine. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage, even though it was all over.
Pass to Duncan. Over Augustine. Again, Duncan missing. Charlotte's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. And here's Augustine. His last outing, he had 18 points. Wallace's shot is good. Wallace has got 8 points.
Great pass that time by DJ Augustine.
And so it's Parker with it. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. They trail by 1. This their first chance this season playing Charlotte.
And their series last year was a bit of a comparison between the two conferences. Both were in the middle of the pack.
Well, you said it. I mean, often it's the teams that are in the middle of the pack in their conference which more accurately show the conference's strength than a team at the top or the bottom. At least that's how I like to look at it.
Here's Augustine following the basket by Tim Duncan. Lock at 6. They set the screen. Augustine passes to Chop. Not going to fall. Starting off slow. He misses his first 3 from the floor. Jefferson finds Simmons. And here's Splitter. Pass to Parker. The Bobcats pull it in. Last game matched up with the Magic. Tough loss there.
Total embarrassment. I was shocked at how poorly they played. I think they were shocked.
Yeah, and you know, those losses really hurt when you can't get anything going your way. Everything's going against you. Very frustrating.
Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
And how about the timing from Duncan on the glass? Getting there to collect that offensive rebound and the putback.
Here's Augustine. He has yet to score. Here's Wallace. Fades away and sinks the tough shot.
Strong start here early. 4 of his first 5 made.
Parker against Augustine. Parker passes to Duncan. Outside, Simmons. Duncan kicks to Parker. Lets it go from 11, and that one hits back iron. Charlotte trailing. Augustine looking around. Dishes to Bridges. Wallace outside. And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That is his first foul of the game. Jackson, he's checked in for Wallace. Spurs also with the sub. Matt Bonner, he's checked in for Duncan. On defense, the Spurs. Back to Diao. Jackson against Jefferson. 4 on the clock. Jackson passes to Chuck. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the way in.
You've got to be aware of him at all times. He's a bully on the backboard.
Outside, Simmons. And there's the pass to Splitter. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
You got to wrap up Splitter in that situation. You can't allow the and one to be converted.
San Antonio shooting their first free throw of the
And team stats last season, 74% shooting, so some numbers that they can definitely improve upon.
And, you know, there was plenty of blame to go around for that. I mean, it wasn't just one or two guys. I mean, for the most part, the entire team struggled.
That one misses for Splitter.
And Splitter has that lovable personality, a terrific glue guy that teammates love playing with.
Jackson with it. Back to Augustine. Kick by Bridges. Top of the key. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
Just focusing on the task at hand. That's all you can do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
Now here's Parker. Still scoreless. Passes it to Bobby. Here's the three. It drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. And the Spurs lead by 2.
And Parker really did a phenomenal job feeding that ball to his teammate for the shot there. His playmaking ability is off the charts.
Spurs have gone 8 of 14 from the field in the first quarter. Outside, Simmons. Pass to Splitter. Kicks it to Parker. Splitter with a screen on Bridges. Parker's shot is off.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I'll tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Splitter against Jackson. Here's Augustine. Rebound San Antonio. Coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
And that one was all about offensive execution, running your plays, picking your spots.
Yeah, you know, not deviating from the game plan is critical. You got to trust in the system.
There's a good screen. Parker against Augustine. And that one's good. Parker.
It took him a while, but he finally gets one to fall.
Bobcats trail by 4. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Augustine finds Jackson. Back to Augustine. Bridges passes to Diaz. Augustine against Parker. And that one is good.
You know, that's a main weapon in Augustine's offensive attack. I mean, he's very comfortable rising up from this area.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
And the Bobcats with the new group in. Brown, he's checked in for Jock. Thomas comes in for Boris Diaw. Wallace is checked in for Bridges. And it's Henderson for Augustine. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Splitter. Finley comes in for Jefferson. Ginobili, he's checked in for Bobby Simmons. And it's Hill in for Tony Parker. So it's the Spurs now. Ginobili kicks to Finley. Duncan dishes to Hill. Another shot, and Duncan lays it in. Duncan's got 10 points in the game.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And because it's still early, I wouldn't read too much into it. There's still a lot of game left.
Now here's Jackson. Still yet to score. And the layup falls.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Here's Finley. Pass to Hill. Spurs working the ball around now. Good.
You know, Hill is long and athletic, but deceptively strong, as he showed you there, using his body well.
Cats trail by 4. On the wing, Wallace. Now the pass to Henderson. That's in there. Thomas with the assist.
It works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Passes it to Duncan. Ginobili looking around. Finley off target with his three. And here's Wallace. He'll bring it up for Charlotte. Trailing by 2. Feeds it to Thomas. Here's Jackson with the three. Tim Duncan with the rebound. Duncan's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Outside, Ginobili. And no good. Tim Duncan has been on display for San Antonio. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. We'll return shortly. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Spurs.
Well, I've liked their assertiveness inside. They've been getting that way and playing that way the whole time, setting the tone right away that the inside area is their territory.
And another thing, Coach will be thrilled with the assist numbers, spreading the wealth and creating some offensive opportunities.
And San Antonio shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Pass to McDice. Ginobili outside. Hill passes to Duncan. And it's good, 2 points. Duncan's got 12 points in the game.
Nice court awareness and feel on the floor there from Duncan. Set the screen and then found space to execute the roll.
Now here's Wallace. A 24-point outing in their last game against Orlando.
And don't forget about the work he did on the boards. His rebounding was a huge help in that game.
Clock at 4. The shot's good. Henderson's got the game tied up here for the Bobcats.
The mid-ranger is so sweet, especially from Henderson.
Pass to Duncan. And here is Ginobili. Wallace covering. Ginobili can't hit.
Not a shot he should have taken in the face of such tough defense. He needed to get a better look.
Here's Henderson, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Hill.
Henderson not one to back away from contact. As a matter of fact, he invites it.
Bobcats shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
And now the first timeout called here for the Bobcats.
Timeout for the Bobcats. All right. Who's coming onto the court? Come on and get ready for your Bobcats dance team.
Looking now at the numbers for Jackson. Last year, getting it done. And he ranked in the top 15 in points per game. One of the league's premier offensive threats.
And like a thief in the night, he will pick your pocket clean. Top 10 in steals, as you said last year. Always a threat to cause a turnover. And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. And 2 out of the last 3 finals, Greg, have seen the Celtics and Lakers square off. Will we see a repeat this year?
I mean, it's been great for the league, but you're always better off choosing the field. And I got a sneaky suspicion there might be some change afoot in the Eastern Conference.
Both free throws good from Henderson.
As you'd expect, Henderson very solid from the line.
The pass to Duncan. He kicks to Hill. Duncan with the screen for Hill. Back to Duncan. And Duncan gets double teamed. And the dunk by McDice.
Love a big man who can pass, great instincts. Duncan finds the open man there for the bucket.
Outside Jackson. Thomas sets a screen for Jackson. Hits the three-point bomb. Jackson's got the lead up to 3 now for Charlotte.
Could have been much better defense. I mean, you can't give this guy any room to operate.
McGuice kicks to Ginobili. The three from Hill. Good on the three-point shot. Hill's got 5 points so far.
Boy, he's so consistent from long range now. George Hill, you can bet when somebody shoots a three on him, he's looking to get him back.
Jackson from long range. Rebound San Antonio. Duncan's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Hill against Henderson. Spurs working the ball around now. Ginobili, that's for 2. It's rebounded by Charlotte. When this game is done, they'll be off to take on the Raptors. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. Stolen by Duncan. Outside Hill. The jump shot is good. 7 points in the game. The Bobcats have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Outside Thomas. With his first shot attempt. Charlotte no good that time either. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Hill against Henderson. Outside Hill. Duncan with a screen on Henderson. Here's Hill. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
Gorgeous jumper from George Hill, even in the face of some stiff defense.
Wallace outside. Outside Jackson. Thomas a screen. Looking to end the run. It's a hand on it. And Thomas with the second chance points. Thomas got his first points of the night.
Nice tip hit there. I mean, he's got like a sixth sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a talent.
Pass to Hill from deep. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Now here's Thomas. He's coming off a 10-point game against Orlando. And a chance here to check out some stats for George Hill. The Bobcats have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
At the line for 2, Thomas.
That free throw good from Thomas. Charlotte making some changes. Sagana Jop checked in for Brown. Diaw comes in for Jackson. And it's Bridges in for Henderson. Splitters checked in for the Spurs. Simmons comes in for Bonner. And both free throws good for Thomas.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
Now here's Ginobili. He picked up 27 points in the last win against Houston.
Yeah, and it seemed like he still out half the game shooting free throws. Credit him for really taking it to the defense. Just great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and then trigger the fast break.
Bucket is good. Ginobili's got his first basket.
That shot is a staple in Ginobili's game. I mean, he's got excellent touch on those little floaters.
Bridges passes to Wallace. Wallace drawing the double team. Looks for Thomas. Gets it to him.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now here's Splitter. He's coming off a 10-point game against Houston. Diaw against Duncan. Pass to Splitter. Shot clock at 5. Hill kicks to Ginobili. Three-pointer. Offensive rebound. Splitter misses.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
To the paint. Duncan outside. Pass to Hill. From the arc. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
Guys, this has been an incredible performance this quarter. I mean, he's getting the ball where he likes it and wants it and just going to work.
Thomas, a screen on Duncan. Diallo against Duncan. Duncan with the block.
And setting the tone with that rejection. Duncan, the defensive anchor of this team.
Simmons passes to Hill. And Thomas over to Hill. Spurs working the ball around now. Splitter kicks to Duncan. Ginobili against Wallace. From outside the arc. It's rebounded by John.
Frozen. Guys just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
Now, here's Bridges. Wallace outside. There's the pass to John. Charlotte needs to get a shot. Thomas. It's good. The assist that time from Dion. Thomas got 10.
He's got to be exasperated right now, fellas. I mean, playing excellent ball, but they're still losing.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Charlotte making some changes. Jackson is checked in for Thomas. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Gerald Wallace. Jefferson's checked in for the Spurs. Parker comes in for Manu Ginobili. For San Antonio, they've gone 8 of 14 in the second quarter on field goal attempts. The 9-foot shot. Hill, no good.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
The 11-footer. That shot misses. And here's Hill, who will bring it up for the Spurs. They host the Clippers after this game. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, he just puts the D in a bind there. Whenever Splitter gets it that deep, you know he's going to get the call from there.
The Spurs have gone 0 for 1 at the line. This is their second trip to the line tonight. And he makes the first. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Bobcats trail by 4. Now Augustine. Jackson looking it over. Back to Augustine. 6 to shoot. There's the feed to Bridges. Rebounded by the Spurs. Splitters got 7 rebounds in the game. Augustine against Parker. Splitter sets a screen for Parker. He feeds it to Splitter. It's rebounded by Jop. Jop's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Diao dishes to Jackson. Feeds to Diao. Jop kicks to Bridges. Charlotte moving the ball around. Hands it from downtown. Augustine's got 5 points so far.
Augustine is a real sniper from beyond the arc. You give him these kinds of looks, you're going to regret it.
On the wing, Duncan, and out of bounds as the Bobcats gain possession.
I'm over here to see some stats for Parker. Some last season stats for him. Last season put up about 16 points a game, 5 assists and 2 rebounds. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
Here's Jop, and there's the call on Jefferson. That is his first foul of the game. Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
Close games often come down to who makes the big plays on defense, and that is one heck of a rejection right there.
Gerald Wallace, he's checked in for the Bobcats. San Antonio also making some changes. Matt Bonner comes in for Tim Duncan, and Simmons subbed in for Hill. And here's Augustine. 5 points in the game. Wallace misses.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
Passes to Bonner. Here's Simmons. An 11-point game for him in the win against Houston. And shot with the block. Wallace, the pass to Augustine. Bridges outside. Diao bounce pass. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Wallace. From 13 feet, it goes down. Wallace has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Just make sure you keep getting him touches. I mean, you love what he's doing at the offensive end. Don't go away from him.
And Simmons kicks to Splitter. Out to the right wing. Parker inside. And by Augustine. Parker dishes to Jefferson. Parker against Augustine. And Parker with the basket on the assist by Jefferson. Parker's got 5 now.
And the shot clock was getting low there, but Parker did a fantastic job of getting off a good look at the basket, keeping calm, even in a tense moment.
Now here is Augustine. Jop passes to Bridges. Parker against Augustine. And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That's foul number 2 for him. Antonio McDyess is checked in for the Spurs.
Spurs substitution, number 34, Antonio McDyess. .104
left in the first half of basketball. To the inside. 6 on the shot clock. Augustine finds Diao. And a miss there on the triple.
But sometimes it's more about what the defense is doing on that possession. They were all over him on the perimeter.
Simmons against Bridges. That's tipped. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And now, here comes Augustine, leading the break. And once again, off the mark by Charlotte. And so Simmons will bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Parker with it. 5 points in the game. Down low. And Dice, good. And now a 4-point San Antonio lead.
And Parker terrific in the pick and roll. Just creative in terms of getting his team good looks.
George Hill, he's been the guy making things happen for San Antonio. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all. And he looks to be planning for more. We come back right after this. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. We'll look at George Hill. He's really been playing well.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. It's Splitter atop the key. The dish now to Jefferson. Rebound by Wallace. Bobcats trail by 4. Kicks to Augustine. Back to Wallace. Duncan with the block. Parker against Augustine. Pass to Duncan. Back to Parker. Outside, Simmons. Augustine against Parker. Duncan with the screen on Augustine. Parker's shot is off. Charlotte shooting reasonably well, 45%. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Here's Duncan. And he makes good on the layup. Duncan's got the lead up to 6 now for San Antonio.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Well, that might be fair, but I wouldn't want to take away from what he did in that last game. I mean, let's just say it's a pretty nice run he's on, no matter how you decide to frame it up.
Here's Bridges, following the basket by Tim Duncan. It's stolen by Jefferson. To the middle. Here's Duncan. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. And now it's an 8-point San Antonio lead. Augustine passes to Chuck. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Bridges, right wing. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. 5 on the clock. 3-pointer Augustine. It's tipped, and they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
5th in points off turnovers. And they were top 10 in opponent field goal percentage. They did not give up a lot of easy looks on that side.
Their defense, as you said, was sensational last season. Opponents could not figure out a way to put up big numbers against them. Now, here's Parker. 5 points in the game. Duncan misses. Diao against Parker. Now Augustine. To the inside. Stolen by Duncan. Parker passes to Simmons. Here's the floater. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got his 6th assist on the night. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Wallace kicks to Bridges. And stolen by Simmons. Pass to Jefferson. To the paint, here's Parker. Duncan trying to break loose, and he uses the glass on the layup. Parker's got 7 points.
Look how Parker moves against the contact, acting with such confidence to get his shot.
Charlotte calls timeout.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
Looking here at some numbers for Diallo. Last season's performance for him averaged about 11 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. And you can't downplay the importance of good size off the bench.
Space invader, a big guy who simply holds his ground and makes opponents work around him. That's good stuff.
Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. And here's Augustine. He has 5. 6 to shoot. Wallace outside. Bridges for 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Bridges has got his second bucket of the night.
And you really can't fault the defense. That's how you're supposed to guard against the three-point shot. Good D, just better O.
Now here's Parker. He's got 7. And Jock with the block. Here's Diallo. Inside. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hander.
Now here's Splitter. 6 points for him. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Basketball IQ of Tim Duncan, top flight. He's so smart at knowing how to draw fouls.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for San Antonio.
Well, you know, for me, the passing has been fantastic all night. Everybody loves watching this style of basketball where the ball moves and players move. Coaches, fans, and even us broadcasters can appreciate that kind of action.
And you also have to applaud how they've attacked the interior in this game. A lot of points happening for them in the paint tonight.
No good on that one.
Tim Duncan, just an absolute beast at the 4. He lets his play do all of his talking.
And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. Cats trail by 7. And Augustine kicks to Chop. Wallace, the pass to Bridges. To the middle. Duncan with the block. The second chance effort. Diallo dishes to Chop. It's good. The assist that time from Diallo. Diallo's got 3 assists now in this one.
showing off those point forward skills. Diao is such a selfless and creative player.
Now here's Parker. 7 points in the game. The putback, it's good on the putback. And the Spurs lead by 7.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Here's Wallace. And he gets it to go. Wallace has got 16 points.
Yeah, nice vision from the little fellow there, Augustine, making it easy for his teammates by finding the open man.
Parker inside, and by Augustine, and good that time. Parker's got 4 points this quarter.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
And the Bobcats call time here.
All right. Look who's coming on the court. Come on and get ready for your Bobcats dance team.
Ginobili, he's checked in for Jefferson.
Bobcats dance team.
Augustine. Diao with it. Guarded now by Duncan. Clock at 6. Diao finds Augustine. No good from outside. Spurs leading by 7. The pass to Parker. Simmons against Wallace. Right side, Simmons. The Bobcats pull it in. Wallace has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Duncan against Augustine. Back to Wallace. Passes it to Augustine. The tray. Again, the miss by the Bobcats.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Parker passes to Duncan. Back to Parker. And that comes off the assist by Duncan. Duncan's got 3 assists tonight.
And able to get it done once again in close. Just one of the ultimate finishers at the rim.
Now here is Augustine. He has 5. He dishes it to Wallace. Over Splitter. Wallace misses.
How about that hard-nosed D in the paint right there? Nice job.
Impressive work protecting the basket. He held his ground nicely on that one.
Parker against Augustine. Out to Duncan. The feed to Ginobili. Lots of room. And the Spurs scoring again.
Boy, I tell you, lefties just look better shooting the basketball. I don't know what it is. It looks purer, sweeter, and softer if you shoot it with your left hand.
Here's Jop. He's got 7. And stolen by Simmons. And taken away by Wallace. And here we go. Fast break. Wallace has got it. Augustine with it.
Hey, yo, right here.
5 to shoot. He kicks to Jop. They need this one. Charlotte again missing. And it's Parker with the ball, bringing it up for the Spurs. Splitter sets a screen for Parker. Down low. Kicks it out to Ginobili. for Augustine. Splitter dishes to Duncan. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And a look now at the San Antonio Spurs' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll head home to take on the Los Angeles Clippers. And then on Saturday, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers coming into town.
And you know, for that matchup with Oklahoma City, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
And he knocks down the first one for the Bobcats. Brown comes in for Sagana Diop, and it's Jackson in for Wallace. The Spurs also with the sub. Honors checked in. And Duncan drops them both.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
And the Bobcats call time here. One of the top stories here, Tim Duncan getting it done today.
I mean, he's getting to the rack all game, and if they can't do a better job of keeping him out of the paint, they're in for a long night.
All right. This is coming on the court. Come on and get ready for your Bobcats dance team.
Is checked in for Charlotte. Henderson comes in for Bridges. George Hill's checked in for the Spurs. Here is Augustine. He's got 5. Thomas sets a screen for Augustine. And they get it. Thomas, no luck. San Antonio leading by 13. To Bonner. Duncan kicks to Hill. Duncan with a screen on Henderson. Out to Duncan. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Bonner. And foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line. Tyrus Thomas picks one up. The Spurs have shot 4 of 7 as a team from the line tonight. Several misses early.
Matt Bonner going to the line, shooting 2.
First one falls for him. That one is no good. Bobcats trail by 14. Lets it go from 11. Tim Duncan grabs the miss. Duncan's got 11 rebounds in the game. Hill passes to Parker. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. And it's 13 points for Parker.
Tell you what, guys, this has clearly been his half. And he's getting to a spot, shooting the ball with confidence. Excellent turnaround for him.
Now here's Jackson. 5 points in the game. Brown with a screen on Ginobili to the inside. And finished off by Brown.
Brown knew exactly what he was doing there and executed the pick and roll perfectly.
Pass to Duncan. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. There's a screen. Parker kicks to Bonner. Over Thomas. And another basket for San Antonio.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Outside Jackson. Thomas sets a screen for Jackson. To the paint. San Antonio with the rebound. Parker outside. Into the lane. Here's Duncan. Up and in. That's his 10th make in the contest. He has only taken 13 shots.
Hey, it may not make the highlight reel, but all Tim Duncan does is score points. And he makes your team a ton better.
Thomas surveying the D. Brown sets a screen for Thomas. Stolen by Duncan. Tries the spin move. Got that one up quick. Parker's got 10 points here in the second half.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
The pass to Jackson. Lets the three fly, and the three ball is good. Jackson's got 8.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Jackson against Ginobili. Out to Parker. With some arc, and the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his first foul.
Really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
That shot off. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. Back right after this. And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And here's Henderson. He'll bring it up for the Bobcats. 17-point game. Kicks to Jackson. Thomas, a screen on Ginobili. There's Jackson with the three. Sinks the three-pointer.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Duncan outside. Parker up top. Henderson defending. And that one's good. Parker's got 12 points in just the second half.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
The play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Now here's Jackson. Over Ginobili, and Jackson gets it to go. Jackson's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, you certainly can't fault him as the reason they're behind. He's been on target and on top of his game.
Parker passes to Ginobili. A three-pointer off the mark.
Well, most games he can knock it down from deep, but it just isn't there for him in this one.
The kick out to Brown. Here's Jackson. Duncan with the block. Parker against Henderson. Ginobili outside. Passes it to Duncan. Over Jackson. And Duncan gets it to go on the assist by Ginobili. And now 24 points for Duncan.
And that unpredictable nature of Ginobili, it can be frustrating for the defense, especially when he's cutting them to pieces with his passing.
Now here's Jackson. Brown sets a screen for Jackson. Ginobili with the steal. Driving to the basket. Banked in off the glass. And the Spurs lead by 18.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Now here's Jackson. The shot from the low post is good. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Bobcats making a switch here. Shots checked in. And San Antonio also making a switch. Bobby Simmons, he's checked in for Parker. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Deep two from Hill. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Bobcats trail by 16. Here's Jackson. Looks good, is good. That's his 7th basket in 12 tries.
Yeah, he's been hooping, but the rest of the team, not so much.
Hill kicks to Bonner. Ginobili outside. Over to the wing. Bonner dishes to Hill. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Hill's experience on display there, doing a nice job handling the physical contact and drawing the foul.
At the line for the Spurs, George Hill. Going to the line, shooting 2.
First free throw is good. Both free throws good from Hill.
Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
Pass to Jock. Nice D from Duncan. Spurs leading by 16. Simmons feeling it out a bit. Dishes it to Ginobili. And it's Bonner in the corner. And he gets it back. Ginobili outside. Duncan with a screen on Jackson. A floater. Ginobili misses.
You know, even though they're on top in this one, you'd like him to be better out there because he's capable of being better. It sure would make things a lot easier, too.
Here's Jop. Brown sets a screen for Henderson. Over Hill. Ginobili grabs the board.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Duncan finds Hill. Lets it go from 11. Another shot, and the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
The skill of dunking on full display there, knocking it down despite the contact.
So for the Bobcats, Forrest Diaz checked in for Brown. Bridges comes in for Steven Jackson. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Henderson. Here's Augustine bringing it up now for the Charlotte Bobcats. Trailing by 19. The dish to Wallace. In the corner, it's Bridges. Back to Wallace. Shot clock at 6. They set the pick. Shot, and Bonner pulls it down. San Antonio leading by 19 points. Hill passes to Duncan. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 3 assists in the game.
Too easy there for Duncan. I mean, he's got such balance and a high skill level, able to play through contact effortlessly.
Now here is Augustine. To the inside, Dion. Yep, it counts.
And this close in, Dion can finish strong. No need to hold back.
Simmons on the wing. Duncan outside. On the wing, Hill, guarded by Augustine. Duncan with a screen on Augustine. Hill passes to Duncan. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. Duncan's got 9 points in the quarter. Bridges against Ginobili. And they call an illegal screen here.
Beyond the leaning, you can see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Splitters checked in for San Antonio. Parker comes in for George Hill. Now here's Parker. Pass to Splitter. And stolen by Wallace. Bridges passes to Dion. Offline with his 3.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And Simmons kicks to Ginobili. And there's the pass to Duncan. He dishes it to Parker. Takes it inside. In a wide open look for Simmons. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got 9 assists now tonight. The Bobcats have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Now here is Augustine. Passes it to Dion. Again with the block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. Inside, here's Splitter. Bobcats with the rebound. Bridges has got his 4th rebound in this one. Splitter misses.
You know, guys, you can tell he wants to contribute more, but his teammates have picked up the slack for him. That's what being on the team is all about.
Now here's Wallace. Now Augustine. He kicks it to Bridges. Puts up a deep 3. Rebound San Antonio. Ginobili outside. Parker outside. Duncan finds Splitter. Over Bridges. Splitter, that's good.
And nice job taking what the defenders gave him. These guys need a gut check right now.
Well, that's exactly the kind of defense that's gotten them into the hole.
Now, here's Bridges. Dion with the screen on Ginobili. Bridges with it, guarded now by Duncan. He blocks it again, making his presence felt on this end.
He's holding down the fort, anchoring the defense.
Ginobili the pass to Splitter. Parker looking over the floor. Here he goes. And it's slammed in by Splitter. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 12 rebounds.
Yeah, but how about the work there from Splitter? Just a savvy pick-and-roll player showing great smarts.
Pass to Jock. Kicks it to Wallace. Ginobili against Bridges. Charlotte moving the ball around. To end the drought. Nice shot by Wallace. And here is Parker. Out to Duncan. Outside, Simmons. Outside, Ginobili. Bridges with the board. Bridges has got his 6th rebound on the night. Some changes here for the Spurs. Antonio McDyess is checked in for Splitter. Bonner comes in for Bobby Simmons. And George Hill's subbed in for Parker.
George Hill.
The Bobcats have gone only 6 of 14 from the field in the 4th. Here is Augustine. To the middle. T.L. with it. Pass to Augustine. Clock at 6. Bridges a screen on Hill. Augustine. Ginobili grabs the board.
Misfires again, and the ball just refuses to cooperate with him. It's a tough day so far.
Hill kicks to Duncan.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Ginobili outside. And Duncan throws it down.
Ginobili, such a solid passer. Seems to know whenever one of his guys is wide open and gets him the ball.
Augustine against Hill. And the pass to Wallace. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top. But instead, he'll shoot free throws. It's going to be on Antonio McDyess.
Second team foul. At the line for your Bobcats, Gerald Wallace. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. Nash is checked in for San Antonio. Finley comes in for Bonner. And he sinks the second.
Boy, he'd sure like to have that miss back. Hard to chip away at a lead when you're leaving freebies at the line.
Pass to McDyess. Ginobili the pass to McDyess. Over Jop. And the rebound goes to the Bobcats. Jop's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Spurs.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And guys, sometimes it's hard during the first meeting of the season to get a feel for a team, but these guys came out and made the necessary adjustments, and they have to feel good about going up 1-0 in the season series here against Charlotte.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats, just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Duncan.
And you have to love the effort he put forth on the glass. He played with a fire no one else could match as he chased down those rebounds.
And here are the Bobcats now after the basket by San Antonio.
And DJ Augustine knows what he's out there for, to distribute the ball. I mean, always has his head on the swivel, and he's looking to find his teammates.
Hill deciding where to go with it. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. See you later.